Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Let's Play The Consuming Shadow, with me, your host Tim. And today, we're going to remember to read the journal. Yep, we're going to read the journal. In fact, that's probably what this video is just going to be, is me reading the journal. We're going to keep the music low, just as a heads up, but we will make a character, and we'll use him as well, but we'll probably get to him in the next video, just as a heads up. Alright, so let's start a new game. We'll pick a character, and then read the journal probably for this video. So it's just gonna be reading, just a heads up to you guys. There will be no adventuring, I think, in this one, but there will be in the next one. But we'll still go ahead and make a character. This gives me a chance to look at the warrior and see what this guy's all about. So what is he? He's a two-fisted man of action in a world beyond his understanding. He's got plus enhanced melee ability, a special dodge move, no gun, wanted by police. Interesting. 3 birth stars. I guess we'll pick him again to get some more practice in with the warrior and get him maybe another level up. So let's start with him. I wouldn't have stayed in this village if I wasn't hiding out, but when those things appeared, I had to do something. And now I guess I'm involved in this whether I like it or not. The notes I found are talking about some kind of end of the world. Gotta admit, it's starting to look the part. I don't understand what it is that's trying to end the world, but I do understand that I don't want the world to end. I'm a fixer. Maybe I can fix this too. Alright, but before we get going, we're actually gonna go ahead and read a bunch of stuff. Actually, I kinda need the music lowered a little more, don't I? Gonna have to really lower the music, because it still sounds too loud to me. Okay, so, new game. We pick the character again. Actually, no, we don't. We go to diary. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. Monday, 8 a.m. More than the usual hysteria on my desk this morning. C said something about the full moon. I said it wasn't going to be a full moon for days, and he shuffled absurdly back into his office, shrugging. What is it about Mondays that makes me so filled with contempt for everyone around me? On the day's reports, there was the usual high proportion of reported hauntings that can all be adequately explained by cheating spouses coming home late at night. 2 of them seemed a little meatier, and there was one fairly juicy woodland disappearance, so I dispatched 3 agents to investigate. We'll spend the rest of the morning going over the reports F keeps nagging me to look at. He made a special point of printing them out and dropping them on my chair, so I can't really blow them off anymore. 4 p.m. Finally read what F was so desperate for me to look at. Photographs of stone tablets photocopied multiple times into meaningless gray blurs, with handwritten translations underneath. God knows where they were dredged up from, but the gist of it seems to be a timeline of events yet to come. Ancient prophecy is a flaky area at the best of times, but I have to admit, there's some spooky specifics here. What F felt was most relevant is that the timeline ends a matter of days from now. I asked him if this was going to turn into the Mayan thing all over again, but then he pointed out that the timeline doesn't merely end, per se. It devolves into illustrations, and some rather disquieting ones at that. At least, he seems to think so. All I could see was a bunch of overly photocopied nonsense. What I did find unnerving was the way he kept grinning and sweating as he described it. Tuesday, 9 a.m. Heard back from the 2 hauntings. One came up empty, the other was the classic cheating spouse scenario. Haven't heard back from Walker, who was looking to the forest disappearance. That's a little unusual. Walker's been at this long enough to know the importance of checking in. Then again, we all get complacent. 2 p.m. F was waiting in my office when I got back from lunch, asking if I looked at the sky. For the last 2 days it's been completely overcast, and the clouds have been as dark as storm clouds, but it hasn't rained at all. He seems to think this was predicted in the tablets he showed me. There's a fairly clear reference to a darkening of the skies in the end times. It's about as standard as apocalyptic imagery gets, and personally I'm not going to worry until it matches something a little more drastic than mediocre picketing and weather. Still, I have to admit, I definitely remember a strange feeling as I was buying lunch at the burger van by the river. There was nothing I could see, the air looked clear, but it felt thick upon my skin, and in my lungs, as if it were filled with greasy dust. I could taste it trying to flood into my mouth, either side of my burger. I could easily dismiss it as all my mind, but I like to think I know my mind. Wednesday, 8 a.m. Walker's wife just called, first thing. He never came home from the woodland job. He's not answering his phone. Simmons was closest. I ordered him to check Walker's last known position, but to not follow him into the forest. You have to be careful on these occasions. One mysterious disappearance can easily become several, if it's a major situation and the backup isn't properly briefed. Incidentally, was halfway through the usual cover story when Mrs. Walker revealed that she already knew the true nature of Walker's employment. Have informed C. He's going to write one of his angry headmaster's circulars. It's disappointing when you can't trust your field agents to lie to their spouses on their own initiative. Thursday, 1 p.m. The sky was darker yesterday, and darker still today. The noon daylight was more like a bluish twilight of winter's late afternoon. I don't want to start buying into F and his doomsday rocks, but sometimes I have these dreams where I'm the snarky skeptic at the start of the horror film, who inevitably dies at the end of the first reel. Simmons found Walker, or at least part of him. DNA test confirmed it. It was at the base of a tree, and had been hurled with such force that splashes of blood were also found on trees 8 feet away. Frankly, I am now quite glad that Miss Walker already knows the nature of her husband's job, as it would have been a very difficult explanation otherwise. 11 p.m. I saw a full moon tonight during a brief break in the clouds on my way home from work. It made me recall my conversation with C on Monday, but as I was thinking about that, I'm prepared to swear that I saw something in the sky, momentarily silhouetted against a white circle. I saw it for only a fraction of a second, but I'm certain it was not a bird. It was too fat and possessed thin, bat-like wings. I don't know what to make of it. I'm currently drinking neat whiskey so that I might fall asleep. Friday, 10 a.m. Far too hungover from the conversation I just had with Simmons. He had a strange tale to tell. It had fallen to him to inform Miss Walker that whatever was left of her husband couldn't possibly still be alive. But she had insisted that she had received a call from Walker yesterday evening. Her phone's records confirmed it. Simmons, of course, told her that someone must have picked up Walker's mobile, but she simply could not be persuaded that the man she had spoken to was not her husband. She knows him best. I shared some concerns with C, but he none too subtly pointed out that new reports of strange events have been pouring into my in-tray with gathering speed, and that I cannot afford to devote so much focus to a single case. I'd only barely been aware of the increased incident rate. Maybe there's something to be said for the full moon theory. 9 p.m. Simmons just called after hours. He went to check on Miss Walker this evening, but she was gone. The house was dark and properly locked up, and the car was missing. Simmons did a quick research. She'd given him a spare key for reasons I won't speculate on, and found a few essentials missing, as if she'd packed an overnight bag. She left her phone, though, and the records showed another call received from Walker's mobile an hour or two previously. I was about to order Simmons not to go to the forest, but bit my tongue. Knowing him, it would only put the idea in his head. Sunday, 4 p.m. Not a particularly relaxing weekend. The sky keeps getting darker each day, and when I went for a walk, I noticed that the clouds in the overcast sky are moving quite unnaturally. All in different directions, like maggots crawling over each other. I received a text from F today. He's been spending all his time locked in his office researching. The message was only 4 words. Don't turn your back. I replied asking for clarification, but he has sent no other messages. I have resolved to stop in his office tomorrow morning for a serious note-comparing session. Monday, 11 a.m. F is dead. I came in very early today, and I was the first to discover his body lying face down in the communal hallway that separates all the senior offices. From the angle of his body, he had been heading from his office to mine. I am well past believing in coincidence. He was coming to tell me something. Something important. Cause of his death appeared to be an attack from behind, which scarcely does it justice. The back of his head is an absolute ruin. I can't even begin to speculate on what weapon was used. The only thing I can picture that might fit the bill would be some kind of souped-up electric whisk with razor blades attached. I noticed that the cameras in the corridor were still recording, and went straight to the security room. The guard on duty had already prepared the CCTV footage for viewing. It had been clumsily edited. The relevant period had been covered with footage of an empty corridor. The timestamp hadn't even been changed. The guard was insistent that the disc was unmodified, but his gaze kept darting downwards. When I followed his eyes, I saw that his hand was bandaged. 3 of his fingers were missing joints. He gave me a look, wordlessly begging me not to persist. I noticed at this point that the room was silent, despite being right next to the security common room, from which muffled conversation would usually be drifting. I passed by the door to the common room on my way out. The glass in the door was frosted, but there was definitely at least one person in there wearing a security guard cap. They were standing unmoving in the middle of the room, despite the abundance of chairs. 1 p.m. There was a strong possibility that this will be the last thing I write in this journal. After my encounter in the security room, I decided to return to the office level to discuss the matter with C. As I passed through the hall, I saw that F's body had already been taken away, and that 2 cleaning ladies were dutifully attempting to scrub the soaked-in bloodstains out of the carpet. I am no expert on bloodstain pattern analysis, but a few thoughts began nagging as I crossed the room. I realized that my previous interpretation, that F had been killed while moving from his office to mine, did not fit the pattern of the stains on the carpet. Plenty of blood had pooled where his body had laid, but that had been after the body had been at rest. There was no splattering to indicate that the attack had happened there. This meant that either F's body was moved, or that he had survived long enough after receiving that terrible wound to crawl as far as my door, and it didn't take a genius to follow the trail of soap bubbles on the carpet cleaning foam. F was not attacked from behind while crossing the hallway. He'd been attacked from behind while leaving C's office. It has also occurred to me that I did not see C go home on Friday night. I have sent the cleaners away, and am writing this in preparation for going into C's office. I will take a loaded gun with me. I will leave this journal on my desk. If this is my last entry, then I can only hope that what little I have gleaned about this situation will be of use to you, reader. Page 15, not yet recovered. Something long and scythe-like whooshed through the air, but I was already driving to one side. I took up my gun and emptied the magazine into the thing masquerading as C, which was now fully displayed, having shoved the desk aside. Its top half was still C, and the babbling nonsense coming from its mouth certainly sounded like C's voice, but its bottom half was something else entirely. I do not presently have the energy to describe it fully. Whatever it was, I killed it. When I lowered the gun, it seemed to be pacified, quivering and weeping on the floor. To be safe, I picked up C's standing lamp and pounded at the remains. I did not stop until every part of it that could conceivably contain a brain had been smashed into the carpet. 7 p.m. Change of plan. I'm still in my office. The building was permeated with an eerie stillness as I made my way to the ground floor. I could feel eyes watching me through office windows and over cubicle walls. A janitor glanced up slowly at me as I walked past. He was dunking his mop in and out of his bucket over and over again, making no effort to clean the floor, which was, in any case, carpeted. I opted to take the stairs. The lift seemed too like much an obvious trap. I got as far as the lobby, and Nick, the security guard at reception, offered a broad smile in greeting when I entered. But then I noticed the way he was sitting behind the desk, stiffly, with both hands hidden. And there was that subtle wrongness with the voice. I'm almost certain there was. I met his gaze and remained frozen for a while, debating options. My gun was out of bullets, and besides, I wasn't 100% that he was one of them. At the same time, I could think of no line of questioning or action that could have made it clearer without also giving away that I was onto them. Nick kept smiling throughout. Remembering F's text, I slowly walked backwards away from him, maintaining eye contact and groping behind me for the main entrance doors. Eventually my hands found them, as well as a rattling loop of chain and padlock. "Would you like me to come over there and open that up for you, sir?" asked Nick. That seems like a good place to stop at the moment. I like it. Let's take a look at our files as well. Do we have any information on some of these creatures? We have 100% on some of them. Let's read the 100% ones. We have the Soldier Buzzer. Soldier Buzzers are the larger, tougher equivalents to Worker Buzzer. Existing purely for defense and emit a lower buzz, they are as aggressive as their smaller brethren, but are capable of delivering stings without harm to themselves, and have been known to hound targets relentlessly. Both brothers move by launching themselves through the air in spasmodic little jaunts, and pause for a moment after each one to compose themselves. This is a prime opportunity to strike. You have a floater. This creature is termed a floater, while manifesting in our universe, seems to be simultaneously tied to another, where physics operate differently. All conventional tests indicate that it is a ball of gas, and yet it seems to be heavily unyielding and capable of giving unwary foes a nasty scrape as it moves past. It is a slow-moving, ponderous creature, if it even is a creature in the conventional sense of the word, but when physically threatened, will divide its mass into two, with both halves attacking independently with speed and aggression. Gunning them down requires good aim. Beating them off at close range requires good timing. We almost have the hopper finished. I guess we can read... so close. I guess we'll just read this one. The hopper is a juvenile creature that may be a younger form of the Fat Man, sharing its ability to extrude parts of its amorphous mass as a close-range attack. It is, however, unable to form itself into shapes with more than one functioning limb due to its unsophisticated intelligence. This does not make it any less dangerous, as it can maintain balance on a single flea-like leg with remarkable skill, even at high speeds. Across this creature, its preferred tactic is to sprint in front of unsuspecting prey and extrude spikes in the hope that their target will be unable to stop in time and spear themselves. Be alert when attempting to move quickly through hoppers. Something. Okay, maybe they can't even hurt... I think they can hurt us, though, when they just pop out stuff out. The rest of it we don't have. There's even two monsters we haven't seen before. And I haven't even seen very many gas bags. Interesting. I guess we get the picture only when a certain number of them have shown up. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Alright, well, you know what? We actually do have some time. So, why don't we go ahead and start us up the warrior? Okay. So, we get 3 birth stars, and we know we have enhanced melee. I'm hoping that means that we do actually do more damage. We have that dodge ability. Let's see what we can take today. Oh, wow! That's a nice combo. The Smith, what is this? Random equip chance. I guess that means equipment. I think we'll go with equipment and melee damage. Can we get a 10% and 3%? Can we get 10% and 3%? Come on, we can do this, right? Yes, we can. Let's grab this one. Bam. Next, I wouldn't mind having some health. Ooh, we can get sanity and car speed. 5 miles per hour? What's the fastest we can get for the chariot? 8 miles per hour. And the most we can get here, 25? Can I get 12 and 5? I can do better. I can get 17 and 5. Let's go with that. And lastly, do I want just pure health or more melee damage? I'm tempted to take melee damage, and we'll just pray we get money to rebuy health kits. Sure, let's get melee damage 35%, random spell chance 1%, for 45% extra melee. You have received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. Cursed towns are the best place to find what you're looking for. You might make some immediate headway if you went to Dinbury. So can I up the music a little bit now? That's probably good enough. I'll have to test this. Oh god, I hope the music's not too loud. Or too silent, actually. That would be just as bad. We'll up it to 50. It was 70 before. Okay. Right. So let's get going. Where are we going? Dinbury is where we're supposed to go. We could head to Waterport first, and then Dinbury. We have five extra miles per hour in our car, but let's just head to Dinbury to start right away. This might hopefully give us more cash to start out with. I don't want to be tempted to buy something only to fail at Dinbury badly and have to immediately use all my health kit. You received a text from the Ministry of Occultism. I've got sightings of enemy minions on Hob Hill that need exterminating. Oh, Hobble Hill. If you have the time to sort this out, you won't go unrewarded. By the way, everyone, today is October 11th, a full month after I recorded the last episode. Good morning. How's everyone's October doing? Alright, well, we're here in Dinbury. The awesome clouds. Let's head on in. My hair stands on end, and I feel a scratching at the back of my mind. This can only mean one thing. Magic. I can feel it invisibly flooding the town right up to the tops of the buildings. Magic bleeds into our realm through rifts, and the concentration of it here means there must be one nearby. Fortunately, what can be opened by the same corrosive energies can be closed. Isolating the rough location of the rift was the easy part. Just isolate the strands of magical energy, the appearances of otherworldly creatures, then triangulate the point they are all moving away from. One brief touch of a particularly active ley line indicates a private house in a wealthy area, probably abandoned quite recently. I can feel a ringing in my ears as I walk slowly up the garden path to the front door, and I immediately know I have the right place. It's been a month, so you're gonna have to bear with me here really quick as I remember how to play the game. Alright, let's find that rift. And close it. Tab is spells, Tim. Tab is spells. Hello, everyone. Oh, man. Good to play the game again. Let's go up here to start. What type are you? You're the bigger type. Through you. Yeah, take it. The KZ rune has been inscribed on the wall here in orange. It could be either a marking of territory or a gesture of thanks or recognition to another god. Okay, so right now we know that we have a KZ rune, and it's in orange. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Orange. I want to search the entirety of these hallways for something. All right, let's keep going straight across. Hello. Someone left their keyring here. Hopefully, I can open all the doors now. Let's keep going up, though, rather than over. Another room. I don't think there's anything else in this room, so let's just go back south. I'm so nervous about the creatures already. Do I want to? Yeah, let's open this door. Okay, we can just cast the spell from this distance, which will shut it and prevent any creatures from coming out. Oh. We also saw another rune, right? What rune was that? EU. We saw the EU rune. Also in orange. So I'm going to guess that one of these is in the invader, and the other these are possible invaders. Ushag is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences than you could possibly imagine. That is wonderful. So Ushag is not the invader. Now this doesn't mean like this could be the ally. It doesn't necessarily mean it's it's not the enemy. It's just not an invader. I believe my business in this place is concluded. I should head for the exit. Help! I've been imprisoned by the cult of Sho. They locked me in a filthy oubliette. I can hear them cursing some enemy god, chanting KZ. I think they're killing people up there. Oh god, the ghosts are terrifying. don't think I've ever seen these things before. Oh, crap, maybe there's something here and I want it. What's this? Looks like a page torn from a diary. At least I'll have something to read when this is over. Oh, that was a page we missed earlier. The room. Oh, darn it. I tried to turn around and it wouldn't let me. That was a lot of sanity lost by that ghost touching me. Holy crap. The town is not immediately improved any more than a flood zone would be simply because the rain had stopped, but my contribution is made. Time to move on. Alright, so we took some damage at the very end there. That's a real shame. All because the game was confused as to which one I wanted to attack, and we lost some sanity. A lot of sanity. Oh well. Alright, but we do have some information. Let's look at my notes again. Chozak is an enemy of the god identified by the KZ rune. Possible invader, KZ. We know Orange was also here. Okay, let's get to the next place. We still have some more time. Let's head to Sax. Oh, wait, no. Where's Hobble Hill? 10 hours. I can probably make it to Sax Road, Twinley, and then Hobble Hill. So let's do this. You received a text from an unknown number. Let's read this one. Waterport will not remain free of our Lord's influence for long. Cower there while you still can, heretic. We have reached Sax Row. I feel quite buoyed by the clean air here, and the people are friendly enough. It can only be a matter of time before they catch the Shadow's attention. I've lost another precious hour, but I finally found a black market dealer willing to take my money. I'll take a lucky charm. Okay, next destination. Twinley. Actually, wait, can we get to... Oh, we can get to Hobble Hill right here. Let's go then. Let's do this. We'll earn a little bit more money from this quest, I think. And we could use all the money we can get. I was drawn by the sight of illuminated windows and discovered a patrol station, isolated from surrounding buildings. Through the glass in the front door, I can't see any signs of life, but there may be supplies inside. Experimentally, I tried the doorknob. It isn't locked, but I find myself hesitating before I go any further. We're already a criminal, aren't we? Let's go inside. Let's do it. The moment I took a single step inside, I heard the fluttering of obscene limbs. Something thumped wetly to the floor to my side. Instinctively, I leapt back and was pursued into the street by an outpouring of mangled flesh and malevolent beings. Fight! Oh god! There was a dented old cash box here containing around 5 pounds and change. There was a dead cash box here containing 4 pounds and change. With the monsters dead, I turn my attention to the building and find a small cash box under the counter containing 20 pounds. Worried what else could be lurking around here, I opt not to search the rest of the building and instead return to my car. Well, that paid for the health kit. As a health kit, the lucky charm. You have reached your destination, Hobble Hill. We immediately heal up and into the town. As soon as I arrive, I see creatures of the shadow infesting the streets, attacking wantonly. The people are making a valiant effort to fight them off, but the struggle could go either way. I prepare to lend my effort to the resistance. That's right, gotcha. Thankfully, my small contribution has been enough to turn the tide, and I'm able to give advice on future defense. Local authorities are grateful, and when I none too discreetly mention the posted reward, seem happy to pay it promptly. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the Shadow's influence, for now. I have lost another precious hour, but I have finally found a black market dealer willing to take my money. I will absolutely take the flashlight. We have plenty of money at the moment. Oops, nope, I want to equip this. That. Turn to the car. We might as well continue to heal up. Alright, things are looking good money-wise and supply-wise. We have 2 items already. So Lucky Charm, I guess that's increased drop rate. Or maybe it's just increased money or loot you get. And then we've got the flashlight, which actually is useful for increasing the radius. And there's a random event, which also is useful for it. Let's head back to Twinley now. 75 miles, wow. Probably 3 hours we're gonna lose. You receive the text from the Ministry of Occultism. There are 5 ancients, Yushag, Barla, Nyx, Kthoth, and Shul. 3 of them are active. One of those 3 is the invader. You've reached your destination. To the town. The townspeople here are friendly, in the most disquieting way possible. There is a hollowness to their attitude that belies a combination of entrancement and evangelism. Some, unaffected ones, pull me aside and warn me off. Many have been taken, they say, and return changed. I hear disquieting tales of physical transformations concealed behind clothing and cosmetics. Everything points to some kind of evil consciousness, a dark, controlling presence buried somewhere out of sight, puppeting and perverting. First people to exhibit strange behavior, I have discovered, were dock workers. The first known case is estimated to be a man who worked at one of the warehouses in the industrial riverfront. It did not take long to establish that something is wrong there. Workers go in that do not come out, and the nearby river is thick with the well-gnawed corpses of fish. Something is living there that should not be. Probably a large creature we have to kill, is that right? Ah, this is one of the worst for us to do, because it's going to be tough for us to kill it. I need to practice my dodging, and I'm not good at that. Oh yeah, I should be dodging the creature's attacks when they're too close to me. Alright, let's go up to start. It's locked. Well, we'll come back. Careful, Tim. Careful of creatures. Want to go this way. I see it. You see it? You see the hopper? See him? Look at him. Look at him hopping. Gotcha. Some dusty jewelry, 4 pounds. And nothing else that way. I hear some breathing or something. I found a set of keys. These should make exploration easier. Wonderful. The creature's always behind a locked door, so I want to explore non-locked things first. That was a jerk. It just materialized. I've recovered some dusty jewelry. I estimate to be worth 2 pounds. Let's keep going. In a pile of useless metal implements, I found a small tool that could function as a lockpick. Hello, yellow rune. The KZ rune has been inscribed in the wall here in yellow, upside down. This means it is intended as a curse of the god that associates with the rune. KZ yellow upside down. Maybe this god is yellow? Possibly. We'll try this door. If I see the large creature, I'm going to back out, though. This is the large creature. This is it. Wow, I killed it! That wasn't so bad. The yellow god is not the god attempting to invade. I know you're reading this, scholar. Your actions will have far further reaching consequences you could possibly imagine. I already knew this! I already knew it, I guessed it already, you jerks. Unless there is more loot to be found, I can safely call this operation a complete. Let's try to explore a little more. It's okay, we're just crazy. It's fine. I see you. There was a dented old cash box here containing around 2 pounds and change. I've recovered some dusty jewelry. I think it's worth around 3 pounds. Wow, we're getting lots of money. I want to go up. Careful. I see you. Whoa, whoa! Nice. So you're immune to all damage while you dodge. There was nothing more worth taking. Oh, we already explored that one. Creepy. Very creepy. There was a dented old cash box here containing 3 pounds and change. Now we're just getting out of here. I think I got the hang of this guy. Discarded wallet containing 3 pounds. Return to the car? Yes. Awesome. The townsfolk are not immediately better off with the extermination of the creature behind their enslavement. There have been several murders and suicides already as the memories of their actions return. The best thing I can do for them is leave them to heal. We'll heal up. We probably should look to buy another medkit soon. Let's go to another destination and then we'll call the session. Let's go to Almston. Maybe Fincham, actually. From there, figure out where we're going around. No. If I go to Almston, I have to go to Oldmouth and then Fincham. Do I have the time for that? Let's go. I've got reports of a sleeper cell in Solholm. Needs cleanup sooner rather than later. Do it or don't, but if you don't, the town won't be safe for long. Stop. We're going to re-go to Fincham instead. Actually, this looks red. That usually means it's the shadow. That just might be my destination. Hold on. If I set my destination to Fincham and stop. Oh, maybe this is the shadow here in Almston. If I go here, I'm not going to make it to Dolnholm in 11 hours. That won't happen. Let's head to Fincham instead. I found myself lost in the suburb over which a considerable pall hangs. I can feel terrible things lurking in dark corners and alleyways, waiting for an opportunity. But against all odds, I found a garage owned by an untainted man. Once convinced of my humanity, he proudly shows me a modified all-terrain vehicle in which he intends to escape the possessed town. The souped-up engine roars deafeningly. It is too dangerous to stay, but the noise would surely attract minions of the shadow. I advise him on the noise. I point out that an ideal escape vehicle will not attract attention, but he seems to take it as a personal insult. Ignoring my advice, he sulkily gets into the driver's seat and drives off, his powerful engine screaming all the way. I do not encounter any minions on my way out of the suburb. I can only hope they were not following him. Last time we did that, we watched him die. One entire day's gone already, and I have not enough information, nowhere near close to it. Let's see what's in this town. We'll do this town, maybe. Nothing here. Okay. The atmosphere is tense here as news has spread of the darkness infecting neighboring towns. Besides that, I cannot sense the shadow's influence. For now. After an hour, I have found the following items for sale. Oh, well, here's the car muffler. That's a shame. We might as well purchase it. We have 44 bucks left. while we're also here, let's visit the hospital and refill our med kit, Tim. 28% left. No, not yet. You see the text from the boss. Last time I opened these, they were always bad. I'm willing to open this one, and then we'll call it a session. There's gonna be consequences for how you fouled up the job. Maybe from me, maybe from God, maybe a bit from both. 6, sanity! Holy flipping crap. Alright, everyone, well, that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.